approach this last game against the Knicks? Really, this team's kind of just took all of their inhibitions and threw them to the side in that one.
Yeah, I mean, we know we needed a win. Everybody felt it. We came in really focused and shooting around. And, we just knew, we needed a win, and we were going to do anything to get the win.
There's always a difference between coaches. Of course, Steve Clifford has his way of communicating with the players. Steve Silas has a different way of communicating with the players. And one is a little more high key, and the other is low key. Have you guys adjusted to what Steven's all about?
Yeah, they're both great coaches, both on the same page and what they're trying to do and what they're trying to teach. So, just a little different way of expressing it. And, we, respect, both of them, as great people and as great coaches. And, we all, want to win. And so it's pretty easy to adjust. It's not a hard thing to do to adjust from Coach Clifford to Coach Silas. They're both, great, like I said before.
How would you describe the difference in their two vibes?
I think Coach Cliff is, a little more intense, and Coach Silas is a little more laid back, but both get the same point across. And, they love to teach, they love to win, and, that's what we all want.
Marvin said that first night that Stephen filled in, he said it was very calm during timeouts. He said he set out a vibe that said, I'm not overwhelmed by this. And he said it was a very calming, experience, the way that he didn't look like, oh my God.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't, worried or, in a frenzy or anything like that. He was, calm, and I think that helped us be, more calm and that everything's going to be all right.
Last game against these guys, you started at point guard. Kemba, one of those two games that Kemba missed. What do you recall in particular about that backcourt that you have to really keep in mind when you play them tonight?
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows, how good they are and what they bring to their team. So, we were shorthanded with Kemba last time, and they got the win. And, we're looking to extend our win streak to 2 and just come out there and play our game and, focus on, trying to stop those guys.
DeRozan's game is so different than, sort of the way the game's evolving. How much does that change how you guys have to guard him?
Yeah, he's tough. He's a tough player, all-star. He can score the ball. He makes others better. So we just gotta, play close attention, make him take tough shots. Don't give him easy ones. Don't let him get to the line a bunch of times, and try to keep him out the lane and force him to shoot contested jump shots.
No, everybody else is healthy. No trade tonight. Back's still bothering him.
Second time you're playing Toronto this year. You didn't have Kemba the first time up there. What are you going to have to do differently tonight? Obviously, having him back is going to help, though.
It'll help immensely. We did a good job up there as far as hanging in the game. We got down and then we came back towards the end. But, having that closer or that person you can go to down the stretch is very important. And then the defensive job we do on those two guys, DeRozan and Lowry, is going to be important. I think they combined for 66 in our first meeting, and we can't allow that. They're a good team, and they're really good on offense, really good on defense, so we're going to have to be at our best tonight.
It seems like DeRozan is kind of an old school situation. I mean, in a league that has so many threes, I mean, he's such a different kind of player. Can you kind of describe how that's not so common anymore?
Yeah, everybody wants to shoot the three, and mid-range are almost taboo now. And it didn't used to be like that just a few years ago. I mean, you think of the great scorers of the past, Kobe and Michael, and even when we had Jamal Mashburn here, very similar, just mid-range game and get your post up and very, very efficient games. And that's what he has. So it is kind of an old school game. He doesn't shoot the three quite as much as everybody else, but he's super efficient.
What makes him hard to defend when you know he's going into the paint or into the two-point area?
He's got very good quickness, very good strength, and very good size. He can get to his spots. He handles the ball well enough, especially in pick and roll, to get to his spot. And he plays at a pace that is hard to kind of gauge, for a guy who's defending him. He'll have a quick burst, or then he'll start to go kind of slow and use his body. So he's a veteran player who knows how to score, and is definitely hard to stop. And we're going to have to do our best to slow him down a little bit tonight.
What do you want to carry forward from the Knicks win into this game more than anything else?
Sharing the ball. I mean, the 30 assists we had in that game was great. Getting out in transition, the 15 points we had in transition was really good. And those two things lead to good offense. You know, when you're struggling a little bit offensively and you can get some fast break points, that's good. And then when you're moving the ball and creating assist opportunities and you're making the shots, that's good as well. So those are the two things we really want to carry over, especially on the offensive end.
Where this team is trying to get itself around the three-point philosophy that it had in the past and putting Dwight Howard to work in all of that, being the draw. Teams so far haven't taken the bait. They're going to sit there and say, we'll let Dwight get two, but we're going to cover you guys in the perimeter. Does your success last night indicate that possibly that's about to change if you have more of it?
I'm not sure. You know, we played well last night by moving the basketball. You know, making the extra passes, taking and making shots. You know, that's what's most important. But I mean, you know, the more threes we can take and make, I mean, it'll definitely help us. So, you know, we just got to continue to try to keep that in mind.
Toronto is a different cut of opponent than what you played before. Matter of fact, when you take a look at the next three opponents, Toronto, Milwaukee, back-to-back, and Boston, that's going to be a dramatic upgrade before you hit the road, right?
Yeah, you know, Toronto, really good team. You know, a team who we lost to already. So you know, we got to be locked in, you know, into our game plan and into their players. You know, they have great players, you know, especially Kyle and DeMar, you know, who can really fill it up in a heartbeat. So yeah, we got to be locked into our game plan and ready to come out and get a win.
How do you think Nick's presence in the second unit now, Coach Silas incorporating more and more with the bench guys, how do you think that's working out? How do you think he's adjusting so far to that?
I think it's working out pretty well. You know, Nick he's doing well thus far. You know, he's being aggressive, he's making the right play. You know, Nick is really unselfish and, you know, he makes everyone around him better. So I think he's doing a great job at that.
You were saying that the film study today was a lot of positives and basically see if we do what we think we can do. The game's a lot easier, a lot more fun. How do you replicate that? You know, I mean, an opponent being what it is, different teams, different nights. But how do you try to replicate what you guys do to have that kind of success?
It's got to be us. We got to be us, regardless of who we play. You know, regardless of if we're up or down. You know, we got to be us. And that's moving the basketball, making the right plays, and you know, being positive and you know, playing with tons of energy and intensity. So that's it. It's got to be us.
When you get a night like you got from the bench, I mean, Frank coming off and scoring 24, and you kind of address that second unit. Is Nick's, you know, kind of performance with that group been kind of a linchpin for the reserves?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it definitely helps. You know, like I said, Nick is very unselfish. He knows how to get other people involved, and you know, him being out there with the second group definitely helps. And yeah, you know, Frank was great. You know, he scored a lot. He was really aggressive, and you know, he was very consistent. And you know, that's what we need from guys. You know, we need guys to step up and, you know, whenever they get their minutes, you know, make the best of the opportunities.
MKG is shooting 59%, 10 to 16 feet from the basket. I mean, you have to know how radically different that is. How does the game change when people have to honor him at that part of the floor?
I mean, it changes a lot. I mean, you know, whenever, you know, we can get an extra guy, you know, scoring some baskets, you know, it definitely helps, especially MKG, you know, being as aggressive as he is. You know, this year he's playing really well. He's shooting the ball really well. Of course, all of it due to his hard work. But I mean, it makes things, you know, better for a lot of us. You know, it gives us more spacing, and you know, the more people, you know, not contesting his shots, I mean, he's gonna knock him down. You know, he's gonna continue to knock him down, and you know, we're gonna continue to keep him confident and you know, keep taking them shots.
When you use the word confident, he said a minute ago that you and Marvin have been really reinforcing him. Don't hesitate. If you're open, we want you taking it. We believe in that. Don't think twice about putting it up.
I mean, there's no reason to. You know, he has to trust in his hard work. You know, over the year, he's been, you know, working hard to, you know, become a better shooter, and you know, it's working. You know, especially in that mid-range. You know, whenever it goes up, you know, I think it's going in. So, you know, hopefully he feels the same way. And you know, like you said, you know, we want him to continue shooting that shot, and we want him to continue, you know, being aggressive. It helps us. You know, I think it brings a whole nother dimension to our team.
You know, Frank talked about after last night's game about one of the problems prior to last night is that this team's kind of still, with the pieces in place, looking for its identity. How do you feel this team is doing in discovering that so far?
We're still searching. I think we are still searching. It's taking us a little while. You know, from year to year. You know, every team. I mean, it takes everybody, you know, a certain amount of time. I mean, some teams get it fast, some teams take longer than others. But you know, we're still searching, and you know, hopefully, you know, we can find it pretty soon. But you know, last night was a great start. You know, just the way that we moved the basketball and the way we played overall. It was just a great night for us.
To what extent is your left wrist bothering you at this point?
I mean, I'm playing, so you know, no excuses.
Is it affecting your shot at all from three?
I don't know. I think I'm just off right now. You know, I won't blame it on my wrist or anything. I think I'm just missing shots. But yeah, you know, I'll just try my best. I'll be better. You know, definitely tomorrow night. You know, I got great teammates, great staff. You know, guys are, you know, keeping me confident. You know, telling me to keep shooting. And I mean, of course, I won't anyway. But you know, yeah, you know, it'll be better.
Their backcourt controls everything that they do. What makes them so difficult to defend between Kyle and DeRozan?
Just the way they can score, man. They can score. I mean, you know, once they get going, they're pretty tough to stop. So you know, we got to do our best to contain them and, you know, make those guys take tough shots.
You used to talk about Ale having kind of a throwback game. In the same way, DeRozan, the way he plays. Is that kind of a game from a different era?
I think so, you know, especially with all his mid-range shots.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays, I mean, it's a lot of threes, and you know, he's the guy who kind of, you know, shoots the mid-range. And I mean, it's smooth though. You know, he has a really good game. You know, me and DeMar, we was the same McDonald's class together, so I've seen him, you know, become a great player from back then. So, I mean, yeah. It's definitely a little different, but it's effective. You know, he's been doing it for years now, and you know, he's one of the better, you know, shooting guards in our league, man. And you know, it's fun to watch. Yep.